we tell families all the time that we want to be your one-stop shop. Why have 5 different agents when you can just have one, make one phone call and get everything done right then, right there, and skip the 1-800 number. You talk to a real human being. And, our brand, the reason why I call it a dream team is because I really want to help people to aspire to making their dreams come true, through their own financial means. Yeah. And not only for our clients, but also our agents too. Yeah. There is uncapped potential working with Dream Team Financial Group.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Life Insurance Academy podcast. I am here with a very good friend of mine, Mr. the legend, Jestin Cantrell. Good to have you here, buddy.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks.
You know what? This deserves a hug. I'm making this hard for Adam. There we go. Good to have you, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're gonna have fun today. I messed up the audio completely on that. No, we're gonna have fun today. This to me is a long time coming. This is your first time. Is it first time?
First time
on the podcast. Yeah. Long time coming. We have a lot of conversations, and every time I do, I learn something from you, and you inspire me. So that's why I'm so happy you're on this podcast, because we have a whole bunch of listeners out there who are looking for some new ideas, new creative ways. I think many times when and you can tell me if I'm wrong, you're coming to the podcast, you're looking for tools, resources, nuggets of how you can write one more policy, how we can do that. That's what we're going to discuss today. It's going to be a little different because I want you guys to know not just how, but I want you to know why. That's the conversation we're going to have today with Jestin, because he's got a great story. I'm going to give him a chance to share a little bit, and then we're going to talk about some practical, tactical pieces in how you can be more profitable, write more applications, and win. Okay, so Jestin, and that's just so everybody's clear. It's not Justin, it's Jestin. Jestin.
Yeah. I always make fun of my dad and said he was drunk when I was born.
You're like, thanks, Dad.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. No, but I want to chat with you a little bit about your background, how you've gotten to where you are today, but just a sneak peek on why all this matters. What was your production last year?
I believe it was around 1.5 million in annualized premium.
1.5 million. Ooga. I'll let you leave the sound effects, Dad. But yes, 1.5 million. That's not a bad year, my friend.
It was the best year of my life. It was.
That is awesome, dude. So I hope
I couldn't have done it without you guys either.
Oh, appreciate that. And I want you guys to take note of that. Do you feel like that's worth listening to? I do. I think that's great. But let's start off, Jestin. You've been in the business. How long have you been in the business?
Going on almost 7 years.
Okay, and what got you into? Let's start here. What moved you into life insurance? Why was that appealing to you? Is it something you've always wanted to do?
I never thought I'd ever be in life insurance. Full transparency.
Okay.
I didn't wake up and say I want to get in sales.
Yeah.
I actually started out as a nurse. I was working in a nursing home. I was working 16-hour shifts back to back to back. And shout out to all my healthcare providers. You guys are absolutely amazing. I know you guys listening in. You all do phenomenal work. But it all came down to a night where it was a long night, and I was on a Alzheimer's lockdown unit, and I had 3 people hitting their buttons needing help, and two of my patients were 3-person assist. So I rushed to the nurse's station. I say, hey, I need some help. My help just went on their smoke break. I need help. these people are 3-person assist. I really need some help.
When you say 3-person assist, this is like 3 people have to be in the room.
3 people have to be in the room
required.
helping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and they're kind of bigger people.
Okay.
So we really need 3 people to assist on them. And the nurse looked at me and said, "It's not my problem. I got to fill a report out." And I said, "No, like you don't understand. Like I need help. Like these people are about to fall out of their bed." So I rushed back. I was able to help one. The other one, I helped gently, fall on the ground. And the next day, I went to my the DON, the director of nursing, and I said, "Hey, here's my 2 weeks. I'm done. I'm done." And that was kind of like the moment for me where sacrificing my self-worth for, a career like that where you can't really even scale on how much money you make, or you can't even scale what your self-worth is worth.
Yeah.
That's what got me wanting to look in to see what's out there and what's available, because I was just like, my self-worth is not worth $13 an hour. It's not.
Yeah, $13 an hour, depending on other people. You're not worth it. I can't deal with you right now. Then you have to go solve those problems yourself. Oh my gosh. A lot of people are in a job or career they don't love. And some of them are making good income, not $13 an hour. They're making good income, and they're looking out the window, staring, wondering, is there something else? And it is an issue of dignity. That's what we're talking about right here. It's an issue of your dignity, your worth. Are you getting paid what you're worth? And life insurance is a huge secret. It feels like, that pathway, that vehicle to find out that you can bet on yourself. It's a huge secret out there.
Best kept secret in the world, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. So, how did you hear about it? How did you get connected?
So I went on Indeed.com, and I was just looking for. I know, it's just completely random. I was just looking for anywhere to land at this point. I wanted to make over $100,000 a year. I come from a very poverty family. We never really had much growing up. I had to walk almost a mile down a hill to Dollar General to get my groceries for the week and walk back up it.
Wow.
I mean, I come from a poverty-stricken family, and I was like, I got to change my family tree. I have to.
Yeah,
I have to.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, because that's powerful. I want to talk about that. So you answered an Indeed ad.
Yes.
Got connected to an organization, and that's how you got your start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Were you surprised that it was going to be sales and commission after answering that ad, or was that something you were specifically looking for?
Honestly, I had no idea what I was looking for at the time. Okay. I just knew anything else from anything that I was going to do was going to be better than I was doing then.
Yeah.
And that's why I went on Indeed. It was funny because I don't know why I stayed in life insurance. Hold on, let me tell you why. So this guy calls me. I fill out the Indeed ad. This guy calls me within like not even 24 hours, and he tells me, hey, you got to do this, and this. 2 weeks, I passed my license. I'm now a licensed agent to the Department of Insurance in Kentucky, and he's like, all right, now I'm going to train you. Come get in the car with me. I said, okay. First day, I'm in the car with this guy. He pulled how we are when you're out in the back roads, right? And there's no gas stations.
You were doing face-to-face final expense?
Yeah, face-to-face final expense.
Okay, great. Yeah.
And there was no gas stations around, and I really just had to take a leak. All right,
you had to use the bathroom.
So he's like, all right, we're in the middle of nowhere. And there's like literally nobody's around. Yeah. So I put my foot under his tire to like prop me on his car. He takes off driving. Thought it was funny. Ran over my foot.
No, he didn't.
Ran over my foot. That's day one of life insurance. So that's how Mike.
Oh, there's a start, bro. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's how this actually started, and it was fun. It only hurt for a minute or a day, but it is what it is.
It hit the heart though, man. Holy cow! All right, so you got started in this, had a wonky start, had some success.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? How long do you think it took you to get profitable? Do you think?
Well, I will say this. I kind of came out of the gate running. with this. My first week on my loan, I did about 7,000 annualized premium.
Yeah.
I did.
Now we're talking.
I did about 20,000 month one annualized premium, but I was more at a captive agency, so my commissions was 45-50%. So I was making great money, but it wasn't the money that I knew that I could make in this business.
Right, and it probably wasn't the opportunity that you were looking for growth, expansion.
No.
And I know for you, building a brand is important. And
Very.
And there's a why behind that. So that's kind of what I want to chat with you about. When I talk to you, many times I leave inspired because of the why conversation, and you speak with conviction and passion about what you're trying to accomplish. So first, let's talk about your brand, all right? And what it is and why it matters, and then you can share your background. So I'm going to let you do some talking here, okay?
All right.
So let's start with your brand.
So my brand is Dream Team Financial Group, and kind of what our brand is we're just helping families retire through our retirement roadblocks that we have. We're helping families with final expenses. We're helping families with mortgage protection. Basically, we want to be your insurance solutions for your insurance needs.
Yeah.
We like to tell, and we do Medicare as well. We tell families all the time that we want to be your one-stop shop. Why have 5 different agents when you can just have one, make one phone call, and get everything done right then, right there, and skip the 1-800 number. You talk to a real human being. And, our brand, the reason why I call it a dream team is because I really want to help people to aspire to making their dreams come true through their own financial means. Yeah. And not only for our clients, but also our agents too. Yeah. There is uncapped potential working with Dream Team Financial Group.
I love it. And on that, like talking about on the client side, maybe a dream of a senior and a low middle income is they can have the relief of not having their family pass the hat around to take care of their final expenses. Yeah. And that's great. We can help them with that, or you can help them with that. If maybe I'm afraid of running out of money, you can help them with that. They don't have to be afraid anymore. So
I actually ran into that about 3 weeks ago. I was doing a door knocking. I was doing door knocking, running final expense direct mail leads. And, it was a husband and wife on the lead card. I knock on this door and, I do my door knock, and the guy was like, "You're too late." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "My wife passed. You're too late." And I said, "I'm so sorry for your loss. Did you guys at least have something in place to take care of her final expenses?" And she said, "No, we're still running a GoFundMe right now to take care of her funeral." And I said, "Well, I know I was too late for her, but I'm not late for you." Yeah. And I was able to help him that day. So
wow, dude, that story, I know those of us who have worked in this market know that story well, and I think everybody knows that story because I think everybody has seen a GoFundMe for that purpose. So great job, man. I appreciate you sharing that. The dream side on the agency, your team, the agents that you're working with, talk about that a little bit.
The agents I'm working with, as in what they're doing.
The idea of Dream Team and what that means for how you communicate this idea of Dream Team to maybe a new agent that's walking in.
Oh, okay. Well, if I'm talking to a brand new agent, I'm just letting them know, with Dream Team Financial Group, the possibilities are endless, because we want to come partner with you and make sure we help you get you to where you're going. Because ideally, that's what everybody wants. Yeah. Everybody wants to build their own brand. They want to have their own tools. They want financial freedom. They want mentorship. They want help. They want guidance, not only just for life insurance, not just for annuities or Medicare, but for life. Mm-hmm. They want to have a friend. They want to have a coach. They want to have a partner. And I tell my agents all the time, that's what we are. We might be agents, but we're friends. We're friends because, I know you've heard this before, Chris, but you are who you hang out with. Yes. The 5 people that you hang out with, that's who you are. Yeah. So that's the reason why I tell my agents all the time, family comes first. Family's always first in my book. and then after family, then we can talk about some business.
Nice.
So.
Cool. There's a way you communicate this to them, and you talk about reaching out and touching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about that for a second.
So whenever I talk with a brand new agent, I show them the possibilities that they have working with Dream Team and what their future looks like. Because, everybody wants to get rich quick, right? Mm-hmm. That's just, you go on social media, that's what everybody's selling that. Everybody's selling get rich quick. Yeah. So I tell people this, if you come into life insurance or insurance in general, you're not going to get rich day one. You're not going to get rich day 10, day 13, year 1, year 2. This is going to be a steady growth of year after year after year of compound interest. And your compound interest into this is the people that you go see, the work that you put in. How bad do you want financial freedom? And I tell my agents, in 3 to 4 years, you can have financial freedom. Everybody, they see my Rolex and they say, "Oh, dude, what did you do? Did you get that one-time thing? And did you get that?" I was like, "No, 6 years, 6 years,
yes,
6 years of work." And they're like, "Oh, I don't."
They're looking for the big win.
Yeah, I don't sugarcoat, how I got it. I was like, no, 6 years of work. I just didn't just overnight have this.
Yeah,
it took a long time. A lot of dedication, a lot of grinding, a lot of long
That's
hours.
Good, man.
A lot of talking to Chris at 10 o'clock at night.
We've had those conversations.
We have.
I love how you say this and what you've said. You told me a story about getting a Tesla. You love the car, and that moment where you put your hand on it and you touched it, and
it was touching my dream.
It was touching your dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even the Rolex, it's touching. It's not about the stuff. It's about the life that comes with the hard work and validating everything that you've been through. And we'll talk about that. But it's touching the dream and helping other people touch their dreams as well. And the feeling you get. What is that feeling? Talk about that. That feeling you get when other people have that opportunity.
Well, I'll say this. So it took me about 4.5 years for me to touch my first dream, and that was always owning a sports car. So I bought a Model 3 Tesla 2018. It was a high performance, 0 to 60 in like 3.8 seconds. Nice. And it was amazing.
Silent,
but deadly.
It's
right?
crazy. Yeah.
Silent but deadly.
Yes.
And when I touched my dream, I'm like, wow, this is possible.
Yeah.
And then I bought my 2 rental properties. I was like, wow, what I have done through life insurance has changed my life. Yeah, I mean, it's already changed my family tree's direction of how we're living from where I came from to how we're living. And I tell my agents all the time, like, this can be you in 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
Whenever I started insurance, like I was telling you, I was captive agent. I was where I had 50%. I'm everybody that all my agents that come work with me, they bypass all the hard work and struggles that I had to go through to really figure out where to land and how to become profitable. Because I have a lot of agents that come on and after 6 months they're really seeing profitability. After buying leads, after, paying for gas or for the tools they use to get in front of people and help them. Yeah. There's a lot of grind and hard work and dedication, but over time.
And I know that you have, like, for you, there's a big passion of making this a better opportunity to keep fighting for them with tools and resources to win. You got to a place where you were able to touch your dream. Why was that so important to you? I want them to hear your background and your journey, because there's a lot of people wondering, can they do it? Is it possible? So
absolutely.
Talk about how this happened, the why the touching the dream is such a big deal to you.
So a little bit of background about me is I at 9 years old, my mother, she moved. It wasn't moved 2 hours away. She moved almost 2,000 miles away to Texas. And so she moved away. My dad was, hardly ever in the picture. And my grandparents, they were there for me. Shout out to all the grandparents that have been taking care, of us children. So my grandparents, they were here for me, and starting at 9, it was real tragic. And even though they kind of took me in, we didn't have much. We really didn't have much. We, like I said before, we're in a poverty family, and they helped me make sure I got by. But
they did the best they could with what they had.
They did the best they could with what they had. They would give me $20. Say, here's your food for the week. Here, go to Dollar General and make it work. So I had to literally walk down like this big, huge hill. Walk about.
How old were you?
About 12.
12 at that
13,
point?
yeah.
Yeah, you were a man.
Yeah.
Now it's time to
I
step
felt like
up.
it.
Yeah.
So I had to walk all the way down the hill to Dollar General, get my stuff, and my stuff was basically ramen noodles. I lived off the stuff. And I had to walk back up the hill because it was almost like my grandma had a broken leg. My grandpa had like a broken arm. It was always something that kind of hindered their ability to kind of like take me there. But I needed to go do it, and then when they need something, I had to walk that same hill.
Yeah.
So at age 13, depression kicked in. I felt like I was, I just felt like I was a nobody. I felt like everybody, I was letting everybody down, and I felt like I was, just a problem for everybody. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but I thought about killing myself 3 different times.
Wow.
And I almost tried once. And my brother Joseph kind of seen what was going on, because at this time I was 13 and I was about 5'4", and I weighed 335 pounds. And he's seeing all this kind of going on. I have different dads. I have 4 siblings. We all have different dads. And we all live different places. He lived with his dad. I lived with my grandparents, so on and so forth. And he was like, Jestin, let's go to the gym. Let's go to the gym. And I was like, you're right, let's do it. Because I told myself, if I don't start this now, I won't make it to see my senior year. So he started taking me to the YMCA right after school. And fast forward, a freshman, it was the end of freshman year. I ended up losing about 60 pounds.
Nice.
Fast forward going into my sophomore year, I ended up losing almost 80 pounds. Fast forward to junior year, I weighed almost 210 pounds, and I was the strongest kid in the tri-state area. I was benching roughly 525, leg pressing about 1,300 pounds, deadlifting about 600, squatting about 600, and I did a 180, and that's kind of what kind of got my overcoming of wanting more and wanting better, because my brother eventually quit taking me to the gym my sophomore year.
Wow.
And the gym was about a mile from where my school was. So when it rained, I walked. When it snowed, I walked. When it was hot, I walked. I had nobody taking me.
Wow.
So I had to make sure to kind of keep up this overcoming, because I knew that if I would have let off the gas pedal, I would not get to where I want to go.
That's very, very insightful as a young man. But I'll tell you, those relationships make a difference. One of the things we say is we want to meet people where they are, help them get where they want to go, and then cast some vision along the way. Because sometimes it's, man, I just want to get through, like a kid, I just want to get through the school day without somebody harassing me.
Yeah.
Maybe you're an adult. I just want to get through the work day. But sometimes it's one conversation, and your brother reaching out and having that conversation.
That's all it took.
And investing in you is all it took going forward, man. So kudos to you. Proud of you, man.
Thank you.
And I know the dream is real for you because you've made it real, and you keep making it real. And now you're making it real for other people.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
So great work. The next thing I would like to talk about is how you're doing that for continuing to make the dream real and making it real for other people. So when you're doing this, you're doing your sales. There's this thing that happens with dreams, and they capture your heart. I call that vision. That's what I call it. I call it vision. And let's say, to me, like, you're in a boat and you're trying to go somewhere. You're hoisting your sail. Vision is the wind that moves you, And if it's real, it will overcome any obstacle. So there's a storm, that wind's going to carry you through. You're going to push, it's going to keep moving you. People who have vision, they solve problems. They don't make excuses. People who don't have vision make excuses.
Yeah.
And the Bible says it this way, with the lack of vision, people perish. That's a dying. There's a dying that happens as a result of a lack of vision. So you have big vision. You have big things you're trying to accomplish. And I've seen you innovate as a result. Your vision has pulled you, and it's helping you innovate because you solve problems. So you've done a couple of creative things as you've moved forward. Let's talk about this whole seminar idea, what you're doing with your agents. It's really cool, man.
Well, I guess before I even do that, I guess I got to give credit to where my business actually changed the trajectory of the path that led me today. Is, I told you in the beginning I was a captive agent,
right.
And I ended up reaching out to Advanced Team Partners, which is you guys, and we was able to partner together. And whenever you go from having only 2 insurance companies in your toolkit to having almost 100 to 167 insurance companies at your fingertips, helping every single person you come across of, regardless of height or weight or medical condition, it was a game changer. It was a game changer. And I think when I made that transition over to you guys, that's what kind of exploded my vision, because I was like, wow, now
there's nothing in the way.
There's nothing in the way.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. There's nothing in the way.
Cool.
But I started out doing final expense door knocking, and then COVID hit. And
right.
Then, COVID.
There's a reason to make an excuse right there.
That's right.
It is. And a lot of people did, right? They got out of the business. They found something else to do.
Yeah.
They decided to take the government money and just lay around.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what'd you do?
So what I started to do, I had to do this because not only did I have to do this to provide for my family, but I had to innovate new ideas to be, help my agents be profitable too. So what we did was we started doing telesales and also kind of like Zoom sales. I know some insurance companies, opt in. Did you see him? Did you talk to him, or did you see him through the screen? Mm-hmm. So, but that's what we did, and it took about 6 months to a year to kind of develop a process of telesales, and we're still developing it. We're innovating it every single day. But here recently, we actually started doing seminars, and it was an accident on how I found this.
Okay.
Who wants to do a free seminar? Anybody? Who wants to do a free seminar?
Who likes free leads?
Who likes free leads? Well, this is actually what happened. This was a free seminar. I was in a high-rise building helping this little old lady. She filled out a direct mail lead.
So this is a low income senior facility.
Yeah.
When you say high rise, I don't want them to think it's the Trump Tower or anything like that, right?
No, that's Nudity Central if it's Trump Tower.
Yeah, that's a different seminar. So, but yes, this is a low income senior facility, and you're helping a lady with some final expenses based on a lead that she filled out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So this was a direct mail. I do both telesales and direct mail. So I go out to her, and I was able to help her. And she was in a policy. Long story short, she was in a policy. I helped her get back like $1,700 in cash value, increased her face amount by $3,000, and kept her premium the same.
Win.
So I mean, it was a no brainer, and she was just so ecstatic that I was able to do that. She's like, "Why don't you come do this with people in my building?" And I said, "Okay, yeah. Where do I sign? where do I go?" And
so when she says that, was it kind of cloudy for you? Like, what do you mean by that? Or how was she able to facilitate that?
So she was actually one of the directors. One of the community directors of the building, and she was like, "Well, let me talk to the directors and let me set you up in a schedule. You come in here, and we'll announce that you're here, and you can come out and do 1 to 3 with everybody." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm in.
Yes.
I have never done a seminar before. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, this is all new for me. I don't have a projector. I don't have a white screen. I don't have anything. Okay. So." fast forward, it's, I walk into the high-rise building and I have one of my agents with me. We did this together, and we took 4 boxes of donuts. We took 2 24 packs of pop and a case of water. And we set it up, and we had a bunch of brochures and pamphlets. That's it. That's all we had, brochures and pamphlets. That's it. And first 30 minutes, they announced us. First 30 minutes, crickets. Nobody came in. I was like, oh, man, this is a bust.
Yeah.
Maybe,
But you gave it a shot.
But I gave it
and
a
you
shot.
got a lot of donuts.
Yeah, and they got a lot of donuts. But after that 30 minutes, somebody finally came in and we're like, oh, hey, come over here. We told them what we were doing. And then, me and my agent, we're looking down, showing them all this stuff, and we're writing an application for them. And then we look up, and there's a line outside the door. And we were like, what is going on here? I've never once had people line up in single file line to talk to me about insurance.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, we ended up leaving that high-rise building with almost $12,000 in annualized premium. And then we set almost 15 appointments for the following week.
Nice.
Because we did it on a Friday.
Yeah.
On the following week for us to go back there and help those families. We did probably about 18,000 annualized premium out of the home, with the potential of doing 300,000 in annuities. So it was insane. It was and that was kind of a slap in the face for me, because I was like, wow, why can't I do this with other buildings?
Yeah.
It don't have to just be a high-rise building. Why can't I go to other communities that offer kind of like these, this room for people to go into and do these seminars?
Yeah.
So what I've been doing now is I went on my computer and I looked in a 50-mile radius of all high-rise buildings, senior facilities that are like 60 plus that don't need activities of daily living, that type of assistance, but they like to be in a community.
Yes.
And I started calling them. I was like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. Let me come out and show you what I can do for you guys. And fast forward, we have about 15 free seminars we're going to be doing.
Well, it's not free.
Hard work comes into it.
It costs you donuts.
It costs you donuts.
Right.
and water. Yes.
Yeah. So it may not be for you. The investment may be too high for you. But no, you're right though. You are right. There's some elbow grease, picking up the phone. That's time and money. That's how you generate leads. That's
Phone's
how
so scary.
You're working leads. Yeah. So picking up the phone, actually talking to somebody, refining that a little bit. But 2 things. One is vision leads you to act.
Yes.
And figure things out and put you in positions where you can sit with a lady who's a director of events at this place and move and take the next step, man. So
yeah,
kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then the other part is the consistency of taking action and developing something to where you're making calls to other places, and now you've got 15 set up.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of brand new agents out there that are struggling, trying to just, buy leads, call, whatever the case may be. If you're a struggling agent, I strongly urge you to do something like this, because, thinking outside of the box is almost mandatory for all agents. Mm-hmm. You have to think outside of the box, because if you don't, somebody else will. And they'll take the business.
And also, opportunity is everywhere.
It is.
It is everywhere. And you have to start there and believing in you, your products, and your processes. If you can believe in those and reach out and have a conversation, you got to be in front of people and talk to people and do some cool stuff. There's one other thing that you started working on, or you started developing. Can you talk about that?
So the next thing that I'm doing, that I'm developing right now, is I started investing in myself. And what I mean by that is I hired a lot of appointment setters to kind of help manage, me dialing leads. Because, as a brand new agent, as a seasoned agent, as a veteran agent, we get in our heads sometimes, and if you tell me you don't, I know you're lying. We all get in our heads sometimes. And, sometimes it's hard to sit at your desk all day long, do 180, 400 dials and not make one sale. And the next day comes along to do the same thing, right? So what I developed was I actually hired a bunch of appointment setters. I have 2 now that are helping me dial my leads and stack my schedule. And I tell people this: if you've not looked into hiring an appointment setter for yourself, I was very weary at first. I was like, well, if I do this, they're gonna cost me my lead. They're gonna cost me my.
I want to
sale.
ask you that real quick because I feel like there's a difference in business between cost and investment.
Right.
And sometimes investment doesn't pay off.
Right.
Right. Maybe that's not the best way to say it. Investment doesn't pay off the way you think it will. Sometimes it gives you an education.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a win. It doesn't feel like a win sometimes on the education side, but sometimes it doesn't give you that monetary investment. And I think there's a shift that happens when you've been in business for a little bit where you start to understand spending is not investing.
No.
And if you are hiring appointment setters to do this work, there's probably going to be a learning curve through that.
Which there was.
Okay. And, but that wasn't a spend on your part. It's tax deductible, right? It's not a spend. It's an investment.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will say I worked with my appointment setters for 6 to 7 weeks. Getting on the call with them, trying to figure out what they're saying, developing a script for them to call my leads, and then it's like almost overnight, like 1 week, something happened, and he was starting to set my schedule, like from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And
nice.
I'm like, let's go,
right.
Let's go,
let's do this.
Let's do this. I know Tuesday he did something. He one of my best days with my appointment setter. He helped me write almost $7,000 in annualized premium,
right,
by calling my leads, getting them qualified. When I mean qualified, I mean I already have qualified leads we're dialing, but he's setting them in my schedule. So all I have to do is call them and talk to them about the product they actually requested.
Wow.
And then sell them right then, right there.
Okay.
I don't do callbacks. Either we're doing this or we're not.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Because time is money.
Yes. Yeah.
Power and speed and profitability. Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what my appointment setters have done for me. And delegating that task to them, at first it was very hard for me to let go of it.
Yeah.
To let go of that power.
Because you know what you can do.
Yeah. Because I'm like, well, I'm in control of my cell. But whenever I delegated that task to them, it was almost like an aha moment. Like, aha, okay, this is what Chris Ball's been telling me about. Aha. And that was whenever I figured out the power of not only investing into your business, but investing into yourself and delegating that time to others to help boost your profitability in this business. Because if you could hire 2 appointment setters, right? If you can hire 2 appointment setters and they're dialing 400 leads, your schedule is going to be jam packed.
Yeah.
So you can focus as an agent. You can focus on doing what you're best at, which is selling. So
that's really cool. And the thing I like about what we just talked about here, Jestin, is we looked at both ends. Really, we looked at one end where you're starting, and maybe you're broke, but can you take the initiative and pick up the phone and find some creative ways? Maybe you're broke and you have a printed out blank lead. Are you willing to go out and door knock and some communities, introduce yourself as the person takes care of final expenses for seniors, and you're just setting appointments, and you're going to swing back by and help them get their information.
That's it.
Whatever, maybe. But opportunities everywhere. Do you believe that? So on the front side, we have that for the new agent. On the other side, we have the guy who's trying to grow a business, and he has the resources, and now he's investing in himself and expanding his opportunity. The thing I love, dude, is this dream team idea. You can touch your dream. It was your dream. Dude, it was your dream to break a cycle of poverty. It was your dream to touch a Tesla. It's your dream to create an opportunity for your family, man. And you're doing it. You get points, man. That's awesome.
You said something that kind of struck a heartstring. It was my dream to touch a Tesla, but deep down it was to get out of poverty.
Yeah.
That was my dream.
Yeah.
And last year I did that. So
good job, brother.
Thank you.
Good job. Now you're expanding that and you're showing other people how to do that. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And
you have to give back. You have to give it back, because if you don't, you'll fall.
You'll choke your dream.
You will.
If you don't expand that for other people, you'll become selfish and you'll choke it. It's a beautiful thing to give something away and to take the time and look in somebody's eyes and say, "You're a difference maker. You're a difference maker, man." And it all started with somebody who saw you and said, "Hey, why don't you try this?" and invested in you and saw you as a human being, and it changed your life.
Yeah.
And you can do that too. And you're doing it now. I'm proud of you, man. So,
Thank you, Chris.
hey, let the folks know if they want to chat with you, they want to talk to you. By the way, we didn't even get to Freaks of Nature. We didn't even get to that. Like, that's a brand. Like that weightlifting thing that your brother got you in the gym doing the thing, that started a whole brand of Freaks of Nature where you're helping people get strong and healthy. I see your Instagram posts, man, and I'm so impressed. Like, you're creating movements, and that's what leaders do. So, share with them how they can get in touch with you as far as like your Instagram handle, link. I guess they can find you on LinkedIn looking up Jestin Cantrell. But
it's
let's get you on. Let's get you on your Instagram handle for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So that they can check. They can reach out and do an instant message or something too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my Instagram is JCC1200. I repeat, JCC1200 at JCC1200.
He's gonna put it on the screen somewhere
over here.
Yeah.
Somewhere over here.
There you go. Are we doing this? There. This move. This motion. Yes.
Okay. So at Instagram, it's JCC 1200 on Instagram, and then you can look me up on LinkedIn or Facebook. It's JESTIN Jestin Cantrell. Again, thanks, Dad, for naming me while you were drunk. But it's Jestin Cantrell, and I'd love to connect with you. And everything just starts with the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, if you are looking into something, or if you just want to chat, or if you're in a pretty dark space, if you're in a dark space and you need a friend, I'll be your friend. Because I was in a dark space and I didn't have a friend.
Yeah.
I'll be your friend. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Man.
I might not be able to help. With becoming an agent, but we can become friends. So,
man, I appreciate that. Good stuff, man. This was a great podcast. Had a lot of fun. Guys, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Are you kidding me? We got goods every week. Subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your grandmas. Shout out to the grandmas, right? Thank you, guys. We'll catch you on the next Life Insurance Academy podcast.
See you guys.